All right, guys. So today we're doing an interview with one of my students, Tariq, over here. So he joined the program like a month ago. When was it? September, what day? September 2nd?
September 2nd. Yeah.
September 2nd. And within 2 weeks, he got his biggest payout yet, which was a rounded up to $10,000 payout. He ran up $13,000 on one Alpha Futures account. And after profit split, it was $9,600. I'll put it up on the screen right here. And currently, you're also max allocated with Top Step, right? That's what your recent achievement
Yes.
is. Okay,
Yeah.
right. So now he's also set to do another five-figure month potentially with these five Top Step accounts. So why don't you tell the audience a little bit more, tell everybody a little bit more about your journey. You can start from the start, how you first started trading and where you are right now.
Okay. So what's up, guys? My name's Tariq. So basically, to start off my training journey, it kind of started off with my dad, but with my family, and it wasn't a bad thing. Essentially, they were just because growing up, I was kind of always playing video games, and I was always on my computer, and kind of like I would say, definitely addicted to my computer. My dad comes in my room one day and says, "You're always on your computer. How come you don't learn how to make money?" And I thought to myself, I was like, "Wow, why don't I? Because I'm always on my computer." And long story short, I discovered trading through TJR, and that was early 2022. And then I kind of didn't do anything until my friend, who I was like day trading with, like bought a funded account. I didn't buy no funded account. I didn't backtest. I kind of just would always say, "Oh, I'm a day trader. I'm a day trader," but I never really acted upon the idea till my friend actually acted upon the idea and bought a funded account, and then that's when I kind of followed him. And that's when my trading journey essentially started. I would say it's been a very long journey, lots of blown accounts, lots of frustrations, lots of everything. But I definitely say I'm proud of how my journey was and who I've became today and the trader I've became today. Definitely proud of
Okay.
myself.
hmm Okay. Okay. That was great. Probably I want to get more into a little bit more of the specifics of your journey. So, like when you said your friend, um, like that's how you kind of got introduced when your friend bought a funded account. So,
Mhm.
like, did you ever go through a phase where you started demo trading first and then you went to a funded account, or like how did you go about it?
No, I never demo traded. I mean, when people say demo trading, I would assume you mean like you actually
Yeah.
like I would go on paper trading on TradingView, trade just a random trade once in a blue moon. I never really actually demo traded. I saw my friend and I was like, wow, this guy actually just bought a funded account. Now I gotta go do it, because
hmm
that's kind of like how me and my friend's relationship was or is, because we're still friends. I saw him do something. Oh, I gotta do it now too. So I kind of just literally immediately hopped on Top Step and bought the account. And I'm pretty sure I'm actually 100% sure I blew that account. I'm not gonna lie. Probably
I
blew it on
mean,
the
yeah,
first
that's
day.
typical.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you said you skipped the demo phase completely. Like you
Yeah.
basically just hopped on paper trading just to like kind of learn like how to actually place a trade, and then you went straight from there.
Like literally, basically, yeah. I didn't paper trade. I didn't demo trade. I didn't even like have like a set strategy. Essentially, I mean, basically, I was kind of like gambling, but like I didn't know what I was looking at, but I kind of knew what I was looking at the same time. And also, like in the early stages, like I had no patience. I had absolutely zero. So like in my head, I was like, dude, I gotta pass these evals in 2 days. So I'd full port them all the time. I'd always do five cons. I would never do less than five contracts on my evals, which is not the best idea. I would say there's lots of I see people in the Discord chats talking about how they blew two funded accounts, and it's like the end of their world. And if only they knew how many I've blown in the past, they wouldn't even think twice. Which is
Yeah. No, that's kind of funny that you actually even talk about that because, like, bro, like, okay, look, in my first ever YouTube video that I posted, I kind of just I was talking about like how I blew through so many accounts, bro, and we actually had like a similar journey where I basically just completely skipped the demo phase myself as well. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I was on it for like 1 to 2 weeks to like actually understand how to place a trade. But like,
Mm-hmm.
and at that point, yeah, I was still gambling, like gambling because I didn't really have a strategy. And when I went onto a funded account, like I still didn't really have a strategy, but like my mindset was just like, okay, this is basically going to commit myself into trading because I know that I'm going to suck at this. And if I put myself kind of like in a hole, like if I dig myself into a hole, then it'll just motivate me even more to get out of it.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm not gonna lie, but also I just remembered as you were talking, what I used to do, like when I first started trading, is there was these people on TikTok who would do TikTok lives, and they would live trade, and I would just copy what they would trade, and I did that for like a solid 2 months. I'm not gonna lie, and I just thought to myself, I was like, if I want to do, because I do want to do trading for like the rest of my life, I don't want to, realistically, I don't really want to work every day a job that I don't really want. So I was like, I can't be looking at TikTok lives and taking, just copy trading them, which is, that was horrible. That was a crazy time in my trading. I'm not gonna lie. Oh my god.
Wait, okay, so you said you went on to TikTok lives and then you
Yep.
copied. Okay, so you took
Yep.
signals. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
I took, yeah, that's what it is. I took signals. I'd be on my phone like this and trading like this, and I'd take people's signals. He'd enter, I'd do the same thing. It was bad. Oh my god.
okay. Now that actually leads into a good point. All right, so what would you say to people that are currently unprofitable that are on social media and like kind of maybe we're doing the same thing that you did, like go on TikTok lives. It doesn't even have to be going on TikTok lives, but like people who kind of like take all of their information from like TikTok, Instagram, people that deal with FOMO because of TikTok and Instagram and seeing everybody post their wins. What would you say to help the people that are dealing with that?
That's actually a big thing because in my trading journey, like I had like I was very addicted to TikTok, Instagram Reels, and I'd always see people posting their trades, winning like 12K payouts of 25K, and it would always, I guess it would motivate me, but it would also like demotivate. I'm like, damn, I'm not winning that. I'm not winning like that. I'm not doing none of that. And then I'd try to hop on the charts, do the same thing they do, and I'd end up just not doing it. And it would definitely put me down as like, just even as like a person. I'm not gonna lie. I see people my age, younger than me, making way more money than me, doing the thing I want to do. So essentially, I kind of just came to a conclusion. I was like, I don't want to see this, to be honest. So I deleted TikTok, I deleted Instagram, and I don't really have any social media other than those two things. So, and I'm not it like it definitely helped me out a lot. So, I would definitely recommend, if you do have a problem with that and it does affect you, I would definitely delete TikTok and Instagram, cuz generally it literally has no benefit to you yourself as a person or to your trading at all, cuz like who's like, if you're unprofitable and you see someone making 12K in one trade, five top ticking 5K in one trade, it's not gonna help you out. You're just gonna get frustrated and just kind of lose your mind. I'm not gonna lie, because that, at one point, that's all my TikTok was, and that's why I came to the point of just deleting it, because it's literally, I scroll top tick 12K. This guy's making 12K on one trade. I can't even pass an eval. So I was
Yeah,
like, I just took it off my phone. Took
yeah,
Instagram off my phone. I took all it off my phone.
yeah, exactly. And I can also speak from my own experience as well. That's exactly what I did. Like I didn't even have TikTok. Like even before I started trading, I didn't even have TikTok in the first place because, bro, that app is just so brain rot, and Instagram as well. Those apps are just so brain rot. And like if you look at the comment sections of these, like the TikTok posts, the Instagram posts, especially under trading posts, like that's your competition. Like these are the people that you're kind of trading against. And
Yeah.
just reading those comments is just so brain rot. It's just like so stupid to think that these are the people that are like trading as well alongside you, like trying to get payouts as well. And that kind of
Mhm.
sets the bar so low to the point where, okay, if this is your competition, then why am I on, why am I like on the same type of level as them? Like, why am I on TikTok? Why am I on Instagram? Why am
Yeah.
I doing the same thing as the rest of these other TikTok brain infested traders, right? That's not the level where you're trying to be at. Um,
Yeah.
so definitely deleting TikTok, deleting Instagram, or just like not even being on in the first place, because it literally has no benefit to you whatsoever. What
Literally
is
zero.
you seeing like other people make 20K, 30K a month do to your own trading? And I post on Instagram, right? I'm a content creator. I post on TikTok, Instagram, cool. But I'm literally telling you guys not to consume information from TikTok or Instagram. It's just so pointless. Like I post a lot of wins. Okay, I will admit that I basically only post wins. I'm guilty of that, but I'm telling you guys the information that you guys should be collecting, right? So find some sort of community, find some sort of Discord community, go ahead and join it, stick to that community, actually be active in it, right? Learn from the person that's hosting the community, okay? And if you like the person, you resonate with the person, right? Because you obviously get them from these apps, right? TikTok, Instagram. Once you're locked in with the person, go and get a mentorship, right? Seek that external help if you really need it. And YouTube is also a really good source as well. It's better than TikTok and Instagram because that's where you're actually getting quality content. And then when you're ready to seek external help, go with the mentor. That would be, my best advice. I don't know what you have to say about it, Tariq. I don't know how you found about me, but that's honestly just a good transition point into this right here. Might as well just talk about like how you found me, and how you got started.
The way I found AB is, I'm pretty sure it was through TikTok. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was through TikTok, and then I go, no, 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 it was through YouTube actually. It was through YouTube. I remember you popped up on my, I guess, for you page on YouTube, and I click on it, and I saw how you show your win percentage and like how you're always max allocated on Top Step, and I was like, wow, this guy actually knows what he's doing. And AB released a video, like his back testing video, and I watched it, how he had 100% win rate, and I was like, wow, because I really get interested when people really like you can tell because some people act as if they know what they're talking about, but sometimes you can tell when people actually don't know what they're talking about, but they pretend like they do. But when I watched that back testing video, I think that was the seal of the deal for me. I'm not gonna lie, where I was actually like, dang, I want this guy to teach me. I want to talk to this guy about my trading. I want him to help me out and make me a better trader. I watched that backtesting video and everything he was saying was almost spot on with the markets. This guy knew what he was talking about. This guy knew when to take a trade, when not to take a trade, and this guy was took I don't even remember how much it was, probably like 6 trades in 1 month, and that's like it doesn't sound like a lot, obviously, but when you're a profitable trader and you have a profitable strategy, that's essentially how many trades you should be taking a month, or not even, shouldn't even put a number on it, but essentially you should not be taking a trade every day. Definitely not every day, because that's how you're not going to become profitable. Profitable, because if you take a trade every day, that's basically saying you're not like you're definitely not following your model. Because I would not say every model shows up once a day. There's like, I would definitely say there's no way. So I watched that backtesting video and I was like, dang, I'm really interested in this guy. And then I saw that he has a mentorship and I was like, I'm going to join it and see what it's all about. And I would definitely say it was definitely worth my money. Definitely would say it was worth it.
Okay. Okay. That's great to hear. I'm obviously very proud of you. Um,
Thank you, bro.
but I also want to talk about, I don't think we actually covered this, so let's just like kind of roll back the tape.
Hmm.
I want to talk more about, before you were actually in the program, like what were you doing before you joined? Like what were the struggles that you faced? Um, yeah, like basically just talk about that.
The struggles I was facing, I would definitely, patience was definitely one of them. Consistency, and just like psychology overall, because I, like you said in one of your recent psychology videos, if you're not able to take a loss, like why are you even doing this? And I would definitely say I was part of that group who would not be able to take a loss for the life of me, because I guess growing up, I was like, I hated losing. I'd never liked losing, especially in sports. If you're in sports, some people can probably relate. You know, I mean, who likes to lose? But like when it comes to trading, I wouldn't say losing is essentially a bad thing. It can definitely be a good learning experience if you lose, but it would be a learning experience if you lose and you do not like what is it called, revenge trade, or like immediately hop back in another trade even though when you're not supposed to, or if it doesn't follow your rules. That was definitely a problem with me because I would take a trade, I'd lose, and I'd immediately hop back right in the trade and then lose again, and then lose again, and then lose again. It would just, it's not a good cycle. I did that over like, I don't even know, 20 funded accounts, more than 20 funded accounts. I've done that so many times. And it gets, I would always talk about this with my friend. It just gets exhausting to the point where I'm like, bruh, I blew another funded account. I blew another set of funded accounts because I'm doing the same mistake over and over and over again. It definitely gets exhausting after a while of doing that. And overall, it didn't help me at all as a trader. And it was just putting a hole in my bank completely. It was bad because those $50 add up.
They add up.
So
Yeah,
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 it was
yeah.
bad.
That's what people don't realize. Like that's why you have to take it slow.
Yeah.
But even I want to talk about one more thing. More about like even before you joined the mentorship. Like how were you trading before? Like what type of strategy were you trading? Um, and then like what were your issues with that strategy?
So the strategy I was trading before AB's continuation model, I was trading Powell's model, I guess you can call it. And I would trade it. I'll literally give you guys step by step of how I'd hop in the markets. I'd hop on the markets, go on my tab. I wouldn't use SMTs. I didn't use SMTs. I didn't look at ES at all. So I'd literally hop on NQ. I'd find, I guess, my model somewhere in the charts. I'd set a limit, and then I'd wait till market open, or most, like I was talking about this with AB a little bit, not a little bit ago, but maybe like a week or two ago. I would always trade pre-market. Always, always, always. That was my biggest, I would say that was my biggest problem, is just I couldn't even wait till 9:30 to take a trade. I like I wake up early every day, like just like randomly. I don't wake up to an alarm, and I wake up at like 7:30. And it was at a point where I'd wake up, I would hop on my phone in my bed, and I'd go on Top Step X, and I would take a trade at 7:30, 8 a.m. I couldn't even wait till 9:30 to take a trade. And that is why I definitely say patience is the biggest thing when it comes to this, because I struggled a lot with patience. I would still say I'm not saying I'm perfect with my patience. Definitely haven't mastered it yet, but I'm working towards it now, way better than I did before. Because AB said this to me, like I'm itching to take a trade, and it's like I don't even know
Yeah,
why. I would definitely say it's like definitely a dopamine, like a dopamine effect, because everyone knows you hit buy or sell, the dopamine starts rushing, you see the numbers pop up, everything. You're like, oh my God, all that dopamine rushing through your veins. It was bad. It was so bad. I'm just literally, oh my God, it was a bad experience. Trading
hmm
pre market every day. Like I literally, my, I had a funded Top Step account. I was on Express. I had three of them, and I just activated them that day at like 7:30 in the morning. I'll never forget this. I funded them at 7:30 in the morning. I paid all the activation fees, and I tell myself I'm gonna wait till 9:30. I'm gonna take a trade, and I'm on the charts at 8 a.m. and I hop on. I lost the accounts by 8:30, and yeah, that's kind of like couldn't even wait till 9:30 to just take trades. It is bad, and
yeah.
I don't think I'll ever make that mistake again. I'm not gonna lie, because that's
hmm
just dumb.
hmm
Doesn't it? Just dumb.
I know it. Like I also had. I think everybody has like some sort of canon event. For me, I had like multiple canon events. Like my first one was when I was almost about to go into debt, um, and then I actually did technically go into debt, and then I needed a payout to get myself out of debt, which I thankfully got.
Oh
So like
wow.
that was something, I'll never go back to. That was my first canon event. But then
Wow.
another canon event that I had was when I was profitable. Actually, it happened earlier this year in February. I had my biggest month, and then after I had my biggest month, I had my worst month. So I had like around $75,000 in profit, like
Mm-hmm.
$15,000 across 5 XFAs. So
Oh wow.
$75,000 in all.
Yeah.
And then literally in a college classroom, like at 8 in the morning, it was an 8 a.m. class back in college, sitting in the back of a college classroom. I literally needed like 5 more or 8 more winning days to request like two $25,000 payouts.
Mm-hmm.
And on like I needed 3 more winning days to request the first $25,000 payout. So
Yeah.
I lost my first like winning day attempt, and then I over leveraged, and then I oversized, and I went up and up and up. And literally
Yeah.
within I think 5 minutes, I depleted the entire balance from $15,000 copy trading all the way to zero. Like in 5 minutes,
Oh wow.
and like you never want to go back to that feeling again. But that is a lesson in itself, right? And I
Yeah.
feel like personally, as fucked up as it may sound, like people, you need to kind of go through that. You need to hit that low point to where it's like, okay, I'm at the lowest ever. Like what
Yeah.
I've never been lower in my life, especially in trading.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no choice but to actually lock in, to stay disciplined, to follow your rules, to make those higher highs, right? So what do you have to say about that?
I would definitely say that is a great. Like I now that you say canon events, everyone goes through them. I definitely have gone through. I would definitely say a couple, and it's literally like I said earlier, just all patience and just psychology and just all that. And I literally, when I was trading throughout my journey, I never had a set of rules. I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was dumb to have a set of rules because because my first ever payout that I got it with my funded futures, and I remember the trade that I took to get it. I was down. How much was I down? Because on my funded futures, you can't go down. It auto locks you out when you go down 1,200. I think I was down 900 on the day. Now I was after like 3, 4 trades, and then I took one last trade. I basically gambled, and I got my first payout. I got all excited, and I thought, oh wow, I got a payout. I'm too good, and definitely learned my lesson after that because I didn't get a payout for like I don't know 4 months after that, 3 months after that, and yeah, definitely not a good feeling when you go through those canon events. I also remember one I was in bed and it was like 10 p.m. and yet again I'm on my phone trading on my phone, and I remember I bought 8 funded accounts in a row. This was before you were able to buy as many funded accounts as you
Yeah.
want because now you can only buy 10 in a month for Top Step. I bought eight in a row. I blew them all within like fifth. Like oh my god, it was bad, and that's why I say like people out there, if you blow your funded account, I say it's okay. Like it could genuinely be worse. You could be like me. I'll never forget that. I was wearing a tank top and I ripped it because I was so mad because I just couldn't get the 1,500 on the first day. It was 10 p.m. literally 10 p.m. in my bed on my phone, and I bought 8 of them. Back like I blow one, buy another one, blow one, buy another one, blow one, buy another one. It was bad. It was bad. Like you said, I'll never want to go. I never want to feel that again. I don't want to be that angry again. I don't want to go through that problem again. And to be honest, after that experience, I don't think I ever will again because
Yeah.
that's just dumb,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah, like bro, you get to the point like dude, if you guys are in like in a similar situation and you don't actually end up getting to the point where you're so fed up with yourself that you're actually doing this to yourself, like not only mentally but financially, like your bank account is getting depleted, and I know that you realize that as well because I know I realize that. I know that Tariq realized that as well.
Yeah.
The only difference that we made is that we actually like actively made a change about it. We actively took action because there's no other way around it. You can either let this keep eating you up day after day after day and just basically submit to it, or you can jump on it and say, okay, this is it. This is the final straw. this is where my life turns around, and this is where I actually take this seriously. Because up to this point, you're not taking trading seriously at all. You're just treating it like a game, and you're basically just gambling. Even with the profitable strategy, if you don't follow your strategy, you're still gambling. That doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Even if you have back tested data on your strategy, even if you journal all of your trades, it doesn't matter if you can't actually stick to the things that will make you profitable. So now, going more about or talking more about payouts, actually. So you said you got your first payout. What do you want to say about, or what do you think about like the snowball effect in trading? About like your first payout kind of funding everything, because a lot of people talk about that on social media about like your first ever payout. Once you get it, it's only up from there. So what do you have to say about that?
I would definitely say I would definitely say it depends on the trader, definitely, but also just like how you go about it after your first payout and how you actually got your first payout, I would say definitely affects it. Because the way I got my first payout, all I'm pretty sure all five of those winning days were just I was in drawdown and I threw up a Hail Mary and I got the winning day. I'm pretty sure that's how I got I'm almost certain that's how I got my first payout. But I also think that if you actually followed your rules, you followed your model, and you got your first payout, I definitely think it's up from there. Because to actually do this, you have to literally want to do it, and you can't make dumb decisions. Like I guess you can make dumb decisions here and there, but you have to actually, like you said, take action and have to actually follow your own rules. You can't look at a chart, see a tap into a 1 minute fair value gap. Oh, it's somewhat my model. Oh, I'm going to take this trade, and if it wins, it wins. But that doesn't actually follow that person's model. I guess you can say, for example, it doesn't follow the model, but it's still a winning trade. And some people look at it like, oh, I had a winning day. I don't really care. That's how I looked at it when I got my first payout. I had multiple trades in a day which didn't follow my rules. I had a set of rules, but I didn't never follow them. I didn't care. I revenge traded. I got out of drawdown. Then I got my first payout. Happy. I literally thought, like you said, I thought I was only up from there. I thought I was gonna be, oh, I'm profitable. Oh, I'm gonna make 50K a month. Blah blah blah. And then I didn't get a payout for like months. And so I
Yeah.
definitely would say it definitely depends on the trader and how you go about with your trading. You literally just have to want it enough. Like some people I see posting executions on, like, I guess I could use today for example. Like today was really, I would say it was like I didn't see anything personally. Like we were just going up and down. We are just going up and down in a, in a 5 minute fair value gap.
Yep.
We're
Yeah.
going up and down that 5 minute per value gap, and I just see people post executions, and I was like, bruh, like what did we even see today that you were possibly able to take a trade out of? And I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah.
I would definitely say my older trading, my old, like, I guess in the past trading self, I would have definitely taken a trade today because I would always trade every single day. I'd always say, "Oh, I got to take a trade today. I got to take a trade today, or I'm gonna miss out on money." I was a big FOMO guy, I would definitely say, oh, I got to trade today, or I'm going to miss a crazy setup. Oh, I'm going to miss out on money. But I would definitely say that with trading, my trading definitely shifted once I stopped looking at it like a money aspect, and I looked at it like a job, I guess you could essentially say, but not money. Like I show up to the charts every day. Oh, and I have to do this certain thing today, or else I'm just off the charts. Or I mean, not do it, but I have to see it. Then I'll take my model. Then I'll take my trade. Otherwise, I'm off the charts. So that's what I would say. Like you just can't look at it money. What you can't let the money control you. You have to just essentially just trade your model, your rules only. I guess you could
Hmm.
say, and I would definitely say nothing comes bad from doing that.
Right.
Literally, if anything, you get the payout if it's a winning strategy or winning strategy. Yeah, I guess you could say like
Yeah.
nothing but good comes out of it. Literally nothing but
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, like yeah, literally. Um, And that was like that was really well said as well when you talked about like treating trading like a job, rather than just doing like whatever you want. Because look, I know a lot of people, they think that they can get into trading and just basically kind of like escape from modern day society or whatever, like working a job, working a 9 to 5, having or not having some sort of guideline, some sort of structure. But you have to realize, not even in trading, like literally in anything in life, anything like entrepreneurial related, or simply just straight out anything in life, you need some sort of structure. You can't operate with some sort of structure without some sort of guidelines. So even in trading, like you need to have a plan that you need to follow. You need to have rules. You need to have a system. Without that, you're not going to see any sort of long-term success in this field, especially in a field. This is $1 trillion profession, right? We
Yeah.
are engaging in $1 trillion profession. Yes, we may be trading on simulated accounts where our orders don't even hit the market, but you have to realize, you have to view it in a way where you're actually, you're competing with these big hedge funds, with these big institutional markets, or these institutional players, right? Even though that may not be the case because we're on simulated prop firms, you have to think on that sort of level, right? Basically, you need to be treating this seriously, like it's a career, because it is a career. Um, but yeah, that was basically my 2 cents on that, and that was your 2 cents on that. Now, I think the
Mhm.
last thing that I want to talk about, which is very, very important, so we can just leave everybody off on this,
Mhm.
the importance of back testing and journaling. Because there's a lot of mixed opinions on social media. Okay, there's people that will say, no, you don't need a back test, prioritize forward testing. The live market experience is better. And then for journaling, people will say, well, if you understand your model, it gets to a point where you don't need to journal your trades anymore, and then you just trade normally without any sort of, I guess, way to track your data. So what do you think about that first, and then I'll say what I think after.
I definitely would say backtesting definitely helped me out with my trading and also journaling as well. Because I told you before, but they don't know that up until like I joined AB's mentorship, I didn't journal my trades. I back tested probably like 5 minutes a month. I would never back test at all. I would just trade on a funded account. And as soon as I started back testing and journaling my trades, I think it definitely helps out my trading because I can always look back on my mistakes. Like AB has me or doesn't have me do it, but I do it just so it can help me out. I back test my trades and I send it to him for feedback. And literally, if I take a loss, I send him the screenshots and I look at the screenshots. I'm like, oh wow, I definitely should not have taken this trade. That was dumb. And I think when you back test, it gives you are able to reflect more. And especially if you journal your back testing trades, which I think you should journal your back test trades and your live market trades, every trade you take. So, and especially when you journal your back testing trades, it gives you something to look back upon and just kind of self reflect on the trade. I guess you could say, oh, why did I take the trade? Why did I think this is a good trade to take? Or if it's a losing trade, why was it a losing trade? And why do I think I shouldn't have taken the trade? Because I had like earlier when I had the three funded accounts and I sent a trade to AB and I sent him the screenshot. When I first took the trade, I didn't think it was a bad trade. I sent him the screenshot. I look at the trade and it's literally just wicks, 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 wicks. And I was like, that shit looks dumb as hell. Why would I even trade in that like sequence of candles ever in my life? Why would I trade that? Because it just looks it. There's nothing to trade. I don't see anything from the screenshot. So I definitely would recommend backtesting and journaling because once you backtest your model, you know what you are looking for in the live markets, I guess you can say. Like the way I trade the continuation model, I don't like trading it or taking a trade unless price comes back into a 5 minute for value gap. And if it doesn't retrace on the 5 minute, I don't think I'll ever even take a trade, to be honest, or retrace into a 15. Because that's how I backtest and that's how I trade this model. and that's what I look for, and that's how I have winning trades on backtesting. And so that's just how I think it helps people out in the long run of things. Because if you just trade your strategy and know what you're looking for, it'll help you on the live markets trade and know what you're looking for and have winning trades.
Mhm. Yeah. What I wanted to add on to that as well, like a lot of people, they'll say, when you're back to, or they'll make an excuse saying that they don't need to back test because they're already collecting live data. But
Yeah,
these
I
are the
see that
same
before too.
people that have been maybe trading for a few months. And what data are you going off of? The last couple of months that you've been trading for? No, that's not enough data. So I think a lot of people just kind of like push away back testing because first of all, they're too lazy, which obviously shows that they don't want it bad enough. And two, it's just that they don't want to like actually improve. It really just comes down to that. They don't want to improve, or they think that backtesting is useless because it doesn't reflect current price action or whatever. But your model isn't relatively going to change. Whatever you backtest in past data using past data, it's going to reflect on the markets that you're trading right now. Nothing's going to relatively change. And on top of that, it gives you a confidence booster when you are, back testing and collecting data
Hmm.
over hundreds and hundreds of trades over years and years of data. Um, if you don't have anything to go off of, then what are you actually taking trades based off of, right? Just you can watch videos, you can watch strategy videos on YouTube, you can buy courses, video courses, and watch video courses on strategies. But if you're not actually trying it out for yourself, if you're not actually going through the trial and error, if you're not experimenting, if you're not adding your own like twists, your own like kind of sauce, I guess you could say, you're not actually building your own discretion. So your strategy is not going to be, or the strategy that you're trading is not going to be profitable long term because you have nothing to go off of. Um, so yeah, I wanted to say that. And then another thing that I wanted to talk about is the journaling aspect. Okay, so this is a very, very important thing. Um, Journaling, I think a lot of people get it confused. So a lot of people, I don't know if you did this, Tariq, but when at least I started to first journal, I just used to put in a screenshot of the trade that I used to take or like that I would take, and then I would never like look back at it. I would never actually reflect. I just take a
Yeah.
screenshot into my journal, go on to the next day, and then just repeat that. And then I'd be like, yo, why am I not seeing any progress? Why am I not learning from my mistakes? Why am I making the same mistakes? So I don't know how you did it, but like talk a little bit more about how your journaling process has kind of evolved.
So definitely at the beginning, I did the same as you. I'd take a screenshot of the winning trade and I'd put it in my journal. But you probably know, whenever I took a loss, I would not journal it because I didn't like looking at my losses. And I just think that was dumb of me because, like, how else am I going to learn if I can't reflect on the loss that I actually took? And I still had a problem with this earlier where I didn't send AB my losing back testing trades, which he talked to me about it. Like, what's the
Bro,
point
I
of me
literally like
even
it's
journaling?
just it's stupid, bro. Like what
Yeah,
the fuck is the point? I crashed out on you on this because like bro, like what is the point of doing that? It doesn't benefit me, it doesn't benefit you, right?
yeah,
Like you're obviously paying for a mentorship, you're paying for a service in order to be completely transparent with your mentor, right? And if you're not even doing
yeah,
that, then it's just a waste of money, right? So
yeah.
obviously you realize that, and then you started actually sending me all of your trades. But anyway, sorry, I
Yeah.
cut you off. Keep going. Continue.
Now you're good. You're good. But it was just the sole fact I didn't want someone to, I guess, not even like yell at me, but like tell me, oh, you like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? So I didn't send losses, and then as he said, he crashed out on me. But that's like, I needed that, like, kind of like a wake up call, because like literally, what is the point of me joining his mentorship, having him be my mentor, if I'm not sending him everything I'm doing? And it doesn't help me if I send him a good trade, a winning trade, and he just says nice trade. Because like realistically, I if I'm not sending him my losses, I know that I'm taking the losses, but I don't know why I am taking the losses if I'm not sending them to AB. And so that's why I had to turn it around and send him all the trades I'm taking. and essentially learn, because this is basically just a whole, I would consider this just a whole learning process for me as a person and me as a trader, and just learning everything as I'm going on, and learning more from AB, since he obviously knows more than me and has way more knowledge on the markets and the model more than me. So basically every day I just want to learn new things and become a better trader, and basically just hopefully one day become actually profitable, or get more profitable than I am today. That's basically how I'm looking at it. And like I said earlier, I'm looking at like a job. I hop on 9:30, and to say something earlier where I wasn't able to trade, or I wasn't able to wait till 9:30, is I lock my accounts every day till 9:30 open, just so I don't make the same mistake ever again. And also with the over trading, I set, like AB told me, because he also crashed out me on for over trading on my evals and blowing them all. I set a 2 trade limit lockout on my accounts now, just to make sure that I don't ever make those same mistakes again. Because in this trading scene, if you keep making the same mistakes over and over and over again, like, you're never gonna
Yeah,
like
you're
improve or learn, I guess you
yeah,
could say. Or
yeah.
if you never take action on your mistakes, then what's the
Hmm.
point?
Yeah. And this is
So,
literally, I literally tell, so let me tell you guys the actual like proper way to journal. Okay. This is what I tell literally every single one of my students. Okay. You take a screenshot of your trade. All right. As soon as you take the trade, you take a screenshot, you put it in your journal. Okay. You journal your emotions, you journal what you were looking for in the day, why you took the trade, etc. All the technicals, you get that all out of the way. Okay. Now, after that, you just move on with the rest of your day. You don't even actually think about the charts. You don't even think about the trade that you took. Okay. You already executed for the day. And like Tariq said, right, you have your 2 trade daily lockout limit or 1 trade daily lockout limit, whatever it may be. You followed all your rules for the day. Maybe you didn't follow your rules. Okay. But you put it in your journal either way. If you gamble, if you take a loss, if you take a win, journal every single thing that you do in the trading day, in the trading session. After that, forget about it. Move on with your day. Do whatever needs to be done in your day, and then after that, you come back. You're done with everything. Hop on the charts again. Go back into your journal. Reflect. This is when you're actually going to learn from your mistakes. I still do this to this day. It has not stopped. It hasn't stopped. Okay, maybe I've been inconsistent here and there, but relatively, it's never stopped. I never said, okay, I'm profitable now. Let me stop journaling. No, this is a career long thing. As long as you're trading, you're going to keep journaling. That doesn't change. All right. So you go back, you look in your journal, you have all of your thoughts written down in, New York AM session or whenever you took the trade, why you took the trade. And then you go back onto the charts, go into market replay, rerun through the situation. And this is so important, especially when you're unprofitable, because this is where you're actually going to catch your mistakes. Rerun through market replay, go through the trade scenario again, and then quote unquote like execute the trade again. Okay. Once you do that, then go back through your journal and then see what you did right or see what you did wrong in the scenario or see what you can improve. That is the top to bottom and like analysis, literally a top down analysis on how you should be journaling your trades. All right, there is no other way, and that is the most efficient way, and that is how you're going to learn from your mistakes and not repeat the same mistakes again. That's how you're going to break out of the loop. A lot of people ask that question. That is exactly how you're going to break out of the loop.
yeah.
Okay, so that was a great yap session. One last thing, the very, very last thing. Okay, the very last thing that I want to
Hmm.
end this interview off on. So you are now max allocated with Top Step, right? You have five
Hmm.
XFAs. What are your plans with these XFAs, and how are you going to make sure that you are continuously going to be profitable and continuously get payouts?
My plan, or my goal for these 5 XFAs, is to get 10K month for the month of October again. And the way I'm going to get that is literally following my rules and being patient, obviously, and not forcing any trades. And following my model, obviously, because if I do not see my model in the session I am not going to trade. I'm going to lock myself out of the day like I did today, for example. Price was just, if you were on the charts today, it was whatever in what I was seeing. So I immediately locked myself out of my accounts and I hopped off and I went on about my day. So that's the way I'm going to do it. I'm gonna hop on every day, maybe expecting to take a trade, maybe not, depending on news or something, and see if my model forms. If my model forms and I like the way it formed, I'm gonna take the trade, win or loss, it's whatever, and keep going on about my day. I'm not gonna let the loss, if it's a loss, affect me, or if it's a win, I'm not really gonna let it affect me. I'm just gonna keep moving on with my day. Like I was saying, I'm gonna look at it like it's a job, not like, oh, I had a winning day, yay, 4 more days so I can get a payout. That's not how I'm gonna look at it, because that's how I always used to look at it, and I don't want to be how I was before in the trading scene. I want to be a new and improved trader and actually want to do this full time. So I'm gonna have to actually act upon it and take action and be the good trader I gotta be to actually
Mhm.
do this. So
Exactly.
that's my plan. That's what I'm gonna do with these
Ex-
5 XFAs.
Exactly. That he literally just described how you guys are going to get your first 5 figure month as well. Literally just do, it's so simple. Everybody talks about this. Everybody says the same shit relatively because there's nothing else to say. You just have to take action. And that's all I'm going to leave you guys with. So if you guys enjoyed this video, if you guys have any questions, just leave a comment down below. But yeah, that's it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you, Tariq, for coming on here and doing this
No
interview
problem.
with
Thanks for
me.
having me.
I got you, bro. Hopefully, you guys learned a lot from it. But yeah, guys, that's it from us. See you guys in the next video.